Have you ever wondered why, after a lifetime of being careful, of eating right, and staying active, new and nagging health issues seem to appear out of nowhere? You've lived through enough to know your own body, but sometimes it feels like it's keeping secrets from you. What if I told you that some of those secrets are hidden in plain sight, in objects you touch every single day without a second thought? But the truth is, our modern world has quietly filled our homes with seemingly innocent products that carry a hidden toxic burden. The reality is that the cumulative effect of these daily exposures can be significant, especially as our bodies age and our natural defenses aren't what they once were. This isn't about some far-off industrial pollution. This is about the things inside your own four walls. This could be you, unknowingly contributing to your own fatigue, your hormonal imbalances, or even more serious long-term health problems. It's a devastating thought that the very environment you've built for comfort and safety could be silently working against you. In this video, I'm going to share the things no one tells you about 3 of the most toxic things many seniors touch every single day. More importantly, I'll show you what you can do about it, with simple, practical solutions to protect your health and transform your home back into the sanctuary it should be. Stay until the end, because the number one toxic thing we're going to talk about is something 99% of us use in the bathroom without a second thought, and the simple swap you can make today could have a profound impact on your long-term health. Let's begin with number 3, the hidden danger in your kitchen. For many of us, the kitchen is the heart of the home. It's a place of nourishment, of family recipes passed down through generations. But what if the very tools we use to prepare our healthy meals are leaching harmful chemicals into our food? This is a crucial issue for those of us over 60 because our bodies have a harder time processing and eliminating toxins, leading to a faster, more dangerous buildup over time. This isn't about one meal. It's about the thousands of meals cooked over decades. Take Margaret, a 74-year-old grandmother who prided herself on her home-cooked meals. She loved having her family over, and her roast chicken was legendary. For years, she'd been using the same set of nonstick pans. They were easy to clean, and nothing ever stuck. But recently, Margaret had been feeling a deep, unshakable fatigue. Her joints ached more than usual, and she was having trouble with her thyroid medication. The dosage never seemed quite right. Her doctor chalked it up to age, but Margaret felt something else was wrong. What she didn't realize was that every time she heated her nonstick pan, especially if it was slightly scratched or overheated, it was releasing something called PFAS, often referred to as forever chemicals, into her food and the air. These chemicals are linked to thyroid disruption, immune system problems, and even certain types of cancer. The very pans she trusted for convenience were quietly betraying her health. The consequences of ignoring this are significant. This slow, steady exposure can disrupt your endocrine system, which is the delicate network of hormones that controls your metabolism, your mood, and your energy levels. Over time, it can lead to what feels like the inevitable decline of aging, but which could, in part, be preventable. The turning point for Margaret came when her daughter read an article about these chemicals and gently suggested they look at her cookware. At first, Margaret was resistant, attached to her familiar tools. But as she learned more, the pieces started to fit together. She took action. The good news is, the solution is straightforward. Here's what you can do. First, inspect your cookware. If you have any nonstick pans that are scratched, chipped, or peeling, it's essential to stop using them immediately. The protective coating is compromised, and the risk of chemical exposure is much higher. Second, consider switching to safer materials. Cast iron is a fantastic choice. It's durable, naturally non-stick when seasoned properly, and can even add a small amount of beneficial iron to your food. Stainless steel is another excellent, non-reactive option. If you love the convenience of non-stick, look for newer ceramic-coated pans that are certified to be free of PFAS, PFOA, and other related chemicals. Third, think beyond the pan. Many plastic cooking utensils, like spatulas and spoons, can also release chemicals when heated. Switch to wood, bamboo, or stainless steel utensils. And for food storage, swap out those old plastic containers, especially for hot or acidic foods, and use glass or stainless steel containers instead. Margaret made the switch. It took some getting used to, but within a few months, she noticed a change. Her energy levels started to improve, and her joint pain lessened. She felt more like herself again. proving that it's never too late to take control and make a change that honors your health. This small adjustment in her kitchen had a huge impact on her well-being. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Your engagement really helps us understand what content is resonating with you and what you'd like to see more of. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos where we share crucial information like this, designed to empower you in your later years. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on to the second toxic thing you might be touching daily. Number 2, the everyday receipt and the canned food staple. This one is particularly sneaky because it involves two things that are pillars of a practical, well-managed life: handling receipts for budgeting and using canned goods for convenient, long-lasting pantry items. The problem here is a chemical called BPA, or bisphenol A, and its equally concerning cousin, BPS. For seniors, this is a double-edged sword. Our skin is often thinner, which can increase the absorption of chemicals we touch, and many of us rely on canned goods for easy meal preparation. It's a hidden danger in our daily finances and our daily nutrition. Let's look at someone like Harold. Harold is 81, a widower who lives on a fixed income. He's sharp as a tack and prides himself on his meticulous budgeting. Every week, he goes to the grocery store and the pharmacy, carefully collecting his receipts. He handles them, folds them, and files them away in a shoebox. What Harold didn't know is that the shiny, thermal paper used for most receipts is coated with a fine powder of BPA or BPS, which acts as a developer for the ink. Studies have shown that this chemical transfers to your skin on contact and is absorbed directly into your bloodstream. Harold also kept a well-stocked pantry, full of canned soups, vegetables, and fish. It was practical and affordable, but the lining of most metal cans contains an epoxy resin made with BPA to prevent the metal from corroding and reacting with the food. This BPA quietly leaches from the lining into the food he was eating. The consequences of this constant, low-level exposure are troubling. BPA is a known endocrine disruptor, meaning it mimics estrogen in the body. This can throw your natural hormonal balance into disarray, and medical research indicates potential links to heart problems, type 2 diabetes, and prostate issues in men. For Harold, it manifested as a persistent feeling of being unwell, something his doctor couldn't quite pin down. He was doing everything right, yet he felt his vitality slipping away. He didn't realize he was getting a double dose of this toxic chemical from two completely different parts of his daily routine. The turning point for Harold was a conversation with his son, who worked in a health food store and had learned about the dangers of BPA. He explained to Harold that his careful habits might have an unintended side effect. Harold, ever the pragmatist, was willing to listen. He realized that his health was his most important asset, and he needed to protect it. Fortunately, there are simple, empowering changes you can make to drastically reduce your exposure. Here's what you can do about it. First, go touchless with receipts. At the gas pump or the grocery store, you have the power to say no, thank you, to a paper receipt. Many places now offer to email your receipt, which is a fantastic, chemical-free option. If you must handle a receipt, try to hold it by the edges and wash your hands as soon as possible afterward. Never use hand sanitizer after touching a receipt, as the alcohol can actually increase the absorption of BPA through your skin by over 100 times. Second, rethink your pantry. When buying canned goods, actively look for labels that say BPA-free. More and more companies are switching to safer alternatives for their can linings due to consumer demand. Your choice at the grocery store sends a powerful message. Better yet, whenever possible, opt for foods packaged in glass jars or cardboard cartons, like soups and tomatoes. Choosing frozen fruits and vegetables over canned is another excellent way to avoid BPA entirely while still getting great nutritional value. Harold started implementing these changes. He told the cashiers he didn't need a receipt and started buying his favorite soups in cartons instead of cans. It was a small shift in his routine, but it gave him a profound sense of control. He was no longer a passive victim of hidden chemicals. He was an active guardian of his own health. I hope these points are giving you a new perspective on the environment within your own home. If you're finding this helpful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here and that this information is making a difference. It's so encouraging for us to see that we're reaching and helping people. Now let's move forward. We've now arrived at the number one most toxic thing many seniors touch every single day. The one that is almost certainly in your bathroom right now. This one is perhaps the most shocking because it's a product we've been told is not just safe, but better for us. Number 1. The bathroom betrayers, antibacterial soaps and fragrance products. The bathroom should be a place of cleansing and self-care. But it has become ground zero for a daily chemical assault, disguised as hygiene and pleasant smells. This is critically important for our age group, as these chemicals can weaken our skin's natural barrier, disrupt our hormones, and even contribute to the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, a serious threat to older adults. Consider the story of Robert and Eleanor, ages 80 and 78. They've been married for 55 years and have always been diligent about cleanliness. Eleanor, in particular, loves a clean-smelling home. She buys antibacterial hand soap for every sink, believing it offers superior protection against germs. Their bathroom is stocked with scented body washes, lotions, and a plug-in air freshener that keeps the room smelling like ocean breeze. Robert had been developing mysterious skin rashes, and Eleanor was struggling with worsening asthma and what she called brain fog. They felt like their bodies were failing them. What they didn't realize was that their bathroom was a toxic cocktail. The antibacterial soap contained a chemical called triclosan. For decades, it was marketed as a germ-killing miracle. But research has found that triclosan can disrupt the delicate microbiome of our skin, killing off the good bacteria that protect us. It's also an endocrine disruptor, linked to thyroid problems. In fact, the FDA banned it from over-the-counter soaps in 2016, but it still lurks in some other products like toothpaste and cosmetics. The other culprit was the fragrance. That lovely ocean breeze scent wasn't natural. It was a proprietary blend of dozens of chemicals, including a class of compounds called phthalates. Companies don't have to list these on the label. They can legally hide them under the single word fragrance or parfum. Phthalates are used to make scents last longer, and they are potent hormone disruptors, linked to reproductive issues, diabetes, and respiratory problems. Eleanor's constant exposure to the air freshener and scented lotions was a direct assault on her endocrine and respiratory systems. The consequences of ignoring this are profound. You are not only exposing yourself to hormone-disrupting chemicals, but you may also be contributing to a much larger public health crisis. The overuse of antibacterial agents like triclosan has been linked to the development of superbugs, bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics. This is a terrifying prospect, especially for seniors who are more vulnerable to infections. For Eleanor and Robert, their turning point was a visit from their granddaughter, a nursing student. She saw the array of products and gently explained the science behind them. She showed them the studies and the FDA warnings. It was a heartbreaking realization for Eleanor. In her effort to create a clean, safe home for her husband, she had unknowingly been filling it with hidden dangers. But with this new knowledge came power. They were ready to make a change. The good news is that protecting yourself is not only easy, it's often cheaper. Here's what you can do to detoxify your bathroom. First, ditch the antibacterial soap. The science is clear. Plain soap and water are just as effective for cleaning your hands and removing germs, without the harmful chemicals or the risk of creating superbugs. Go back to basics with a simple bar of soap or a liquid soap with ingredients you can recognize. Second, become a fragrance detective. Look for products that are labeled fragrance-free or scent-free. Be wary of products labeled unscented, as they may contain masking fragrances. Read the ingredient list and avoid anything that lists fragrance, parfum, or perfume. This applies to lotions, soaps, shampoos, laundry detergents, and especially air fresheners. Third, embrace natural air care. Instead of plug-in chemical air fresheners, which pollute your indoor air, simply open a window. Ventilation is the best air freshener. If you enjoy a pleasant scent, use a diffuser with pure essential oils, or try simmering some cinnamon sticks and cloves on the stove. Eleanor and Robert cleared out their bathroom. They replaced the chemical-laden products with simple, fragrance-free alternatives. The change was remarkable. Within a month, Robert's skin rashes cleared up completely. Eleanor found she could breathe more easily, and that persistent brain fog began to lift. They learned a vital lesson. True cleanliness isn't about harsh chemicals or artificial scents. It's about removing what's harmful and embracing what is simple, natural, and genuinely healthy. Now that we've covered these 3 hidden household dangers, from the kitchen to the checkout counter to your own bathroom, take a moment to reflect on your own daily routines. Think about the pans you cook with, the receipts you handle, the soap you wash with. These aren't meant to be frightening revelations, but empowering ones. You have control. These are not set in stone, and you are not powerless. Small changes, one after another, make big differences in reducing the toxic load on your body. The overarching theme here is awareness and conscious choice. It's about questioning the normal things we've been sold and taking back control of our personal environment. By swapping a pan, refusing a receipt, or choosing a different soap, you are sending a powerful message that your health, your vitality, and your dignity in your later years are not for sale. You are honoring the wisdom that comes with age by making informed decisions to protect the body that has carried you through a lifetime. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.